My name is Ebony Green. I'm here with Cornelius Williams, the president of Resurgence Leadership Foundation, the vice president of his board, Curt and we're talking about developing relationships with donors and why donors give to organizations. This topic is super important just because, everybody has something that they're super passionate about. And a lot of times when you're passionate, you go ahead and develop a nonprofit. And a lot of people don't understand how to develop relationships to get the donor support that they need to do the things that they're passionate about. So we're going to talk about that today. Curt's a little bit of an expert, so I'm excited to talk to him about that.
Sure.
First question, Curt, is, why do people give? What is the number one prompt to make people want to give to a specific organization?
I think the main reason people give is because they feel like it has impacted maybe their personal life, the lives of someone that they're close to, or also in their communities that they live in. But they got to feel like that organization has met a need that is important to them or to someone that is important to them. Somebody in their lives that organization has met that need.
So one of the things that I love working with organizations on is developing the messages and developing the content that shows a potential donor, hey, what we're doing supports what you want to do. How do you identify the people that want to support an organization? Does that make sense? I know Resurgence develops mentors and builds communities. So how do you know that a donor is right for the organization?
I think that is the toughest part of a nonprofit. You're getting your message out, but it's the right people getting it, and it is difficult to always find the right audience for your messaging. And Mentor is a great example. Not everybody's called or sees the need of mentorship as others do, and so you need to try to focus your message to the people that will receive it. And there's no great answer. I don't know Corn, you could speak on this, but I don't know if there's one conclusive answer of how to get the right audience.
Yeah, I don't know if I have an answer. I do say this. I think in the nonprofit sector, Ebony, a lot of us have struggled with good messaging. And so before you can even engage a wide group of people to ascertain as to who would be involved, sometimes we struggle with even getting the message out. And so I would just say, hey, trying to really be clear about your messaging and then trying to get it out to as many channels. The only thing, and I'm not even great at fundraising, Curt would tell you, I'm bad at it. The thing I think I am good at is cultivating relationships.
Right. I was going to ask you about that. So, talking about developing relationships with people that based on what they're passionate about, based on how they work, what their motivation is, you will probably be a good donor or you would probably want to be a donor for my organization. How do you develop a relationship that doesn't seem transactional, but seems authentic?
Yeah, time. I would probably say that, like even in Curt and I's relationship, he's a friend and a donor, and y'all, Ebony's been friend, donor, guide. I would probably say it does feel a little transactional to begin with. That's not the intent, and so you go trying to be as honest and transparent as possible, fully open about needing resources from the individual. And then I think over the course of time, it's way bigger than just that momentary transaction. It is about the relationship. And so, and that's just about showing up consistently, listening to, engaging in conversation, and getting to know the people that have something to offer.
So I want to dig in there a little bit. You said show up, right? So how do you show up for a donor that would potentially financially support your organization?
Um, you know, I learned this principle through this organization called Young Life, and one of the practical ways is like, hey, I might let's get together, let's have lunch, and we're not just talking about what a person would want to give. We're talking about what matters to you, how you're doing, and then you would show up again by maybe a note or in any way you can be supportive to that person. And if a need surfaces, I remember one time I had a friend who, he's a donor, a good friend, mentor, and his his battery stopped, right? So his battery stopped in a part of town where I live that he doesn't normally frequent. And we took care of him. We just took care of him, man. Bro, we got you, bro. And then it's not about because you give, it's because we're friends. And so in any way you can meet a practical need, go to a wedding, go to support, what you would do for a friend.
Yeah, very cool. Just for the record, my battery has stopped and Corn has come to help me before. So, you know, that's a very true story. Curt, it's very believable. Curt, I want to end with you. What makes you, besides the fact that you and Corn are friends, I know that you support financially a lot of the stuff that Resurgence does, a lot of the initiatives. Like, beyond just being a friend, what makes you say, I'm going to stroke a check for this, I'm going to financially support this, I'm going to put my resources behind this?
I think I'll come back to impact. You can see the impact Resurgence has had in communities. I'll say with Corn, he's impacted even, we live in different communities, but he's had a huge impact in my community. He's spent time there. He's spoke at different events in our community. He's brought in his impact, and it's not just him. I think, the thing about people don't understand, about Resurgence, when you have a strong leader, they look at the leader as the main person of Resurgence. But Resurgence is a group of many people that are many mentors that are in communities making a difference. And, once you get into Resurgence, you see the amount of mentorship and the amount of communities that Resurgence is impacting, and that's the main reason I'm so involved. I enjoy the impact they're making in so many different communities.
The really cool thing that I'm sure they won't brag about is that this is actually an international organization. So they're not only raising up mentors here in America, but they're raising up mentors in Europe. It's an incredible organization. This isn't a pitch, but listen, if you're looking for something to support, Resurgence is a great organization. So if you're like me and you have more resources than you have time, I encourage you to find something to support, find something to put your money towards, put your time and your talents towards. It makes you feel incredible. It makes you feel like the work that you do is really creating the impact that you're looking for and you really want to see in the world. We appreciate your time. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next time.